So where did we stop in the last class? Exception handling. I guess we were talking about files streams, right? How to work with streams. Yes. Okay, good. So just a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. So today we'll see how to read the data from the files. Sorry, write the data to the files. So in the last class we have created a stream, right? So that stream was input stream. Actually streams are directional. I can say that streams are directional. That means the data through the streams, it flows in only one direction. Okay, the data through the streams can flow only in one direction. So when we talk about input stream, when we talk about input stream, you'll find that the input stream, it is used to read the data into the file, right? So the flow of direction through this input stream will be into the application. You got the point? So that example which we saw, reading the data from the file. So the source here, you see, was file. The source was file, and the destination was an application, right? That means from the file we were reading the data into the application. From the file we were reading the data into the application, right? So the source is file. From the file, the data, it will be read into the application. That's it. Okay. So in order to create the stream, we have used a predefined class. So what is that class? Can you people tell me? What is the predefined class which we have used to create that stream? What was that class? Predefined class. We have used a predefined class, right? What was that class to create that input stream? Not buffered reader. We have another class, file reader. File reader class. It represents that input stream. Okay. Yes. File reader class represents that input stream. Okay. So this is input stream. So through the stream, always the data flows into the application. Fine. Which we use to read the data into the application. Next, we'll see how to write the data to the file. Okay, we'll see how to write the data to the file. We'll see how to write the data to the file. Now, in order to write the data to the file, we need a stream, another stream. So, can we make use of this stream? I can say no. It is not possible. We cannot make use of this output stream. We cannot make use of this output stream. Yes. Sorry, we cannot make use of this input stream. Because through the stream, yeah, it will only flow into the application, but we cannot move the data out of the application through the stream. So we need output stream for that purpose. So we have to create an output stream, another stream. You have to create another stream. So this is going to be output stream. Okay. So now how to create this stream so that we can move the data from the application. We'll have some data in the application, so we'll write it to the file. We'll have some data in the application. We'll write it to the file. That is what we do. So let's create this output stream. So I'll write another class here. File writer. So this is the class which we'll use to create output stream. This is the class which we'll use to create output stream. Instantiate this class and pass the file name. I can say pass the file name. So what is the file name? Just a second. So what is that file name? Let's see. I have a file here in the C drive. Test. You see, I have a folder called as test. In that folder we have this sample text file. We got another file here, data file. Okay, let's work with this data file. Okay, we have a file with the name data. Okay, it's data.txt. So again, you see this FileWriter class constructor also throws a checked exception. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to add that folder name as well. Again, you see this FileWriter class constructor also throws an exception. Says, so we are using throws clause. Now, we'll use this output stream. You see this FileWriter object now it represents that output stream. Okay, output stream. Output stream. So this is an output stream. So let's use this output stream to write the data to the file. In this class, sorry, in this class, we got a method called as write. So I'll do this. Today is, say, today is Wednesday. Now after doing this, you see, we'll close the stream. We'll close the stream. And then last, we'll print a message. Data written to the file successfully. Sorry. Sorry. Successfully. I'm just trying to print that message. So this is the content. This is the text message which I would like to write to the file. But already we got some data in that file, right? Already we got some data in the file. Now what happens to the data? Let's say I'll do one thing. I'll just do this. Hello, good morning. That's it. This is the content I would like to write. Already we got some data in that file, right? Already we got some data in that file. So what happens to that data? Yes. So the new data which we write, the data which you're trying to write, the data which we are trying to write, will it be appended to the existing content? Will it be appended to that existing content, or that existing content in that file will be replaced with this new content? How it works? What happens to the existing data? New data, how it is added? Will it replace the existing data, or will it append the new data to the existing data? Yes. Okay, so it will append it. Okay, fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. So I'll run this code. It says data returned to the file successfully. Okay, data returned to the file successfully. Now let's open this file. This is the message. Hello, good morning. That means that existing content is completely replaced with the new content. The existing content is completely replaced with the new content, right? Yes. So hope everyone got it. Yes. So now, what if I want to append the data, append the data to that existing file? What if I want to append the data to the existing file? In this case, it's completely replacing, right? Let's see. It's very simple. If you want to append the data to the existing content in the file, okay, if you want to append the data to the existing content in the file, then so you need to just add this boolean value true. Add this boolean value true. Okay. So what happens if I do this? You see, that means we have another constructor in the FileWriter class which takes two values. We have another constructor in the FileWriter class which takes two values. One is the path, file path. The other one is a boolean value. We can pass a boolean value. So if you pass boolean value true to this constructor, then it indicates that the it indicates that we want to append the data to the file. It indicates that we want to append the data to the file here. That is what it means. So this time, okay, let me write some other content here. Let's try to do this. Okay, so I'll do this. This is streams class. Streams class. Okay, so let's run this code this time. Already what we have got some content, right? What is the content we have in this file? Hello, good morning, right? So let's try to run this code and then we'll check the content. So we'll run this code and then we'll check the content. Now let's see the data in this file. It says hello, good morning. This is streams class. So this time the data is appended to the existing content. It is appended. This time the data is appended actually. Yes. This time the data is appended. So this is how it works. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Now let's do this. Here we saw how to append the data, right? But you will find that you have a method also for this. But generally this append method also, you have append method. Append method also works. You can use this append method to append some data. You see? So today is Wednesday. But if you don't set the value, if you don't set the value to true, the append method will not append the data. I'll show you people. For suppose if I do this, for suppose if I do this, generally the meaning of append, you see, means append the data to that content, right? Append the data to that content. Let's see if I run this code, you see, without setting the value true, let's see what happens. I'll run this code. We'll see this. See, it says data returned to the file successfully. Let me open this file. It says today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. So, but what happened? The append method didn't work. I can say. Hope you got it. Append method is not working. What it is supposed to do? It is supposed to append the data to that file. Just append the data to the file, right? It's not working this way. That is the problem. What to do then? What to do then? What are we supposed to do? Yes, what we are supposed to do. So we have to set the value to true itself. Pass this true, value true. Okay. Then only it works. Now I will just do this here. Uh, Let me add some more. This is month of Feb. Month of Feb. Let's run this code. You'll find that the data is appended. You see, data is appended. Okay. So any questions in this regard, please let me know. Any questions in this regard? Location of the file. Yes, it matters. In what ways you're saying it matters? Appending? You're talking about appending or some other reason? You see, there's no such restriction. No, you can add it anywhere. Okay, you can add it anywhere. Okay, you can add it anywhere. Yes. Yes, that is what I want to show you people. Generally, people say append will work, but it won't work. Okay. Yeah. So, any other questions? Please let me know. Yeah. Restrictions won't be there, but that is the next thing which we'll talk about. Okay, that is the next thing we'll see. So now let's talk about the streams here. Streams, streams, types of streams. Streams can be classified in a different way also. That is this way: character streams, character streams, and file streams. Character streams and file streams. Sorry, character streams and byte streams. Character streams and byte streams. So is anyone familiar with this character streams? Have you people heard about it? Character streams. Okay, let me tell you people. Character strings means, you know, the data through the strings, the, the type of data which flows through the strings is characters or text content. The data, the type of data which will flow through the stream, the type of data which will flow through the stream is text or characters, I can say. The type of data which flows through the stream is text content or characters. You know, both the FileWriter class and FileReader class, they are examples of character streams. So FileReader is an example of character input stream, and FileWriter is an example of character output stream. Character input stream and character output stream. Generally, we use the streams, character input and output streams, to work with the text content. Okay, the files whose content type is text type or text content. For those files, we use this strings. To deal with text content, I can say. For example, we saw these files, right? Data.txt. So all text content files. Next, we have byte streams. Generally, the data through the streams will flow in the binary format. The data through the streams will flow in the binary format, I can say. Binary format means, yes, binary format means yes, the raw data, zeros and ones, I can say. I can say basically it is raw data, zeros and ones. Yes. So to create this byte stream, we can use file output stream class. So you can create a byte output stream. And to create we got another class, file input stream. to create a byte output stream. Sorry, byte input stream. Byte input stream. Byte input stream and byte output stream. Yes. Okay. So generally we can use the streams, byte streams, when you're dealing with non-text content. So can you people give me examples of non-text content files? Yeah. You see, non-text content files means they can be binary, sorry, they can be image files, image, audio, video, anything, any graphics related files, any file in which you don't have text content, basically non-text content, I can say. We call them as non-text content files. So these are the examples, I can say. Okay. So generally to deal with these files, we use byte streams. Okay. So now the next topic which I'm going to talk about, in this topic, we'll be using this type of streams only. Okay. The next topic which we'll see, we'll be using this type of streams itself, byte streams. Here, I'll take this example. Just a minute. Let's say we got a class called as item. You know that this item class objects are used to store item details. Item class objects are used to store item details. Now I'll instantiate this class. You see, into this item object, I'll store some data. Okay, next to or something. So what I did now in this statement, so we are creating an item object we are creating an item object. Into this object we are storing some data. Into this object we are storing some data. Now where exactly we have this object? Yes, where is this object actually? Where is this object? No, I'm talking about object. So this object is on the heap memory, right? So as we have discussed, objects they live on the heap memory. So the data is stored in the into that object, right? So we got this object on the heap. So heap memory is actually considered as volatile memory, temporary memory, you can say, just volatile memory. So volatile memory means, yes, you see, now the memory which is allocated for this application, the heap memory which is allocated for this application, it will be only retained till this application is up and running. Once you close this application, the memory which is allocated for this application is deallocated. Once you restart the application, or if you stop, once you restart the machine or stop the machine, so whatever the data which you got in that heap memory, or that heap memory will be lost. Whatever the data which you got in the heap memory will be lost if you restart the machine, or if you stop the machine. So we'll lose the data. Okay, yes, we'll lose the data. So the data in that object is temporarily stored, I can say. It is not stored permanently. I can say the data in the object is stored temporarily. Yes, temporarily. Hope everyone got this point. Can I have yes? That object will be retained only this application is up and running. Okay. So once you close the application, whatever the data you got in that application will be lost. Sorry, whatever the data you have in that object will be lost. Yes. Okay. Now, what if I want to store the data permanently? What if I want to store the data permanently? What to do? So I want to retain the data or store the data permanently. So what to do? Write it to the disk. Yes. So we have to write it to the file. So files, flat files. Basically, that files you'll find that the content of that file will be written to the secondary storage, that is your to hard disk or your to secondary storage, right? So now, in order to store this data which is in the objects permanently, you can use files. That is one option. Files. Okay, storing the object state permanently. storing the object state permanently. Sorry. So next thing is, the second option is, one is files, the second option is database servers. That's it. Second option is database server. By default it won't take place, okay? By default, okay, the data which you got in the objects, okay, generally so far we saw that like in order to store some data we create an object, and in that object will have the data, right? In that object will have the data. Yes, that is how it works. But that object, it will be only retained till the application is up and running, okay? Once you close the application, once your JVM shuts down, objects will be lost. You'll find that objects will be lost. That whatever data you have in that object is also lost. By default, the data is not written to the file. By default, the data will not be written to the file. Yes. The data. So if you want to store that object state, we say object state. Object state means, we use the term object state. What does that means? Object state. Object state means the data in the object. Data in the object. That is object state. Okay. So we can use files for that purpose. Sorry. Now we'll see only files option. But you know what? If you want to write this object straight to the file, the object needs to go through a process called as serialization. Object needs to go through serialization process. Serialization process. So the object should go through serialization process, I can say. Then only we can write that object state to the file. Then only we can write the object state to the file. Okay. Okay. So is there any issue with my voice? Hello? Okay, voice is breaking up. Okay, fine. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you people hear me now? Hello? Now it is clear, right? Okay, good. Yes. So, you see, if you want to write that object state to the file, if you want to write the object state to the file, then that object, it has to go through the serialization process. Object needs to go through the serialization process here. Object needs to go through serialization process. So what is serialization? So is anyone familiar with this process, serialization process? What is serialization? Process of storing objects content into a file. Okay, so that is serialization. Huh? Okay. So is there anything else apart from this here in the serialization process? That's it, writing it to the file. Okay, now I'll give you people the definition for serialization. Okay, let's see. Just make a note of it. So what is serialization? Java provides a mechanism called object serialization, where an object is where an object can be represented as sequence of bytes. Object can be represented as sequence of bytes that includes the object's data as well as information about the object's type and the types of data stored in the object. Please make a note of it. Okay, so hope you people are done with this. You see, in this definition, nowhere I've mentioned that this process is all about writing the data to the file. Did I do that? No. So what is serialization process? It's all about transforming or converting that object state into sequence of bytes. That means to binary format. Sequence of bytes, I can say, that is raw data. So why the object state has to be represented this way? It's all about representing that object state, or transforming that object state into sequence of bytes. And it includes objects data, whatever the data you have, that is also represented in that format, sequence of bytes, and the objects type information also. Objects type means, what do we mean by objects type here? Yes, what do we mean by objects type? Not that objects. Objects type means class. Please make a note of it. When I say object type means, we are referring to class. Please make a note of it. Note of it. So we use this term class, type for class. We use this term class type for class. Objects type means class itself. So that means not only the data which is stored in that object, but even the class information is also included while during the serialization process, I can say, while serialization. And that the data type details also. Data type means the data which is stored. Even for the data, you have some data in that object, right? Okay, objects class information as well as whatever the data you have in that object. Again, for that data, you have some type like in char, whatever you say. That is right. The data type details also. You see the types of data stored. Types of data stored. So all this information is included during the serialization process, I can say. But why the object state has to be represented in the sequence of bytes? Yes. Why the object state should be represented as sequence of bytes? Yes. Actually, so that it can be easily transmitted through the net, through the stream, I can say. In order to make sure that that object state is easily transmitted through the stream, in order to make sure that that object state is easily transmitted through the stream. Because you see, when we talk about writing the object state to the file, we have the data, in the memory, temporary memory. That object is in the temporary memory. That object state means the data and its type information, every information, you have to write it to the file. So that means you have to move this data to the file through the stream. Through the stream itself, we'll move the data, right? Yes. So through the stream itself, you'll move the data. Yes. Through the stream itself, you'll move the data. Yes. So to move this object state through the stream conveniently, we use the serialization process, I can say. Okay. So, but you know what? Before we further discuss about serialization, you have one more thing. What is it? There is a rule. What is it? First of all, you have to make the objects eligible for serialization. You have to make the objects eligible for serialization. Yes. Make the objects eligible for serialization. How will you make the objects eligible for serialization? You know, the class to which this object belongs to, this class should implement serializable interface. This class should implement serializable interface. Okay, so make the class implements serializable interface. Make the class implements serializable interface. The object, the class to which this object belongs to, that class has to implement serializable interface. So then only I can say that the, the objects of this class, when we make this class implement serializable interface, then only the objects of that class, I can say that they are eligible for serialization. Then only we can say that the objects of this class are eligible for serialization. Okay? Yes. If the class is not implementing serializable interface, then I can say that the objects of that class are not eligible for serialization. The objects of that class are not eligible for serialization. Okay. So again, you see, the serializable interface is a blank interface. Serializable interface is a blank interface. Now we don't need to implement any methods from this interface. We don't have to implement any methods from this interface, I can say. It's a blank interface. So this type of interfaces, what are they known as? I guess clonable is also a blank interface. We have discussed about it in the last class. Not last class, but in the object classes. Tag interface, or it is also called as a marker interface. Serializable interface is also a tag interface or a marker interface, I can say. It's a tag interface or it's a marker interface. So what is the purpose of this interface here? Why we are making this class implements this interface? We don't have to implement any methods from this interfaces, but to only mark this class or tag this class. Only to mark this class or tag this class that the objects of this class are eligible for serialization. We do this. That's it. By implementing this, by making this class implement serializable interface, we are making the objects of this class eligible for serialization. That's it. Okay. So please make a note of this, all of you. Hope you have done that. In order to make the objects eligible for serialization, the class has to implement serializable interface here. Yes. In order to make the make the objects eligible for serialization, we have to make the class implements serializable interface. That's it. We have to make the class implements serializable interface. That's it. Okay. Yes. That's it. Okay. Now we have got some support from the API to do the serialization process, but I will talk about it in the next class. Okay, I'll discuss about it in the next class. As I told you people, today will be a short session. So actually it's my niece marriage, so I'm out of station, but still I'm able to take the class. I got some connectivity here. So today was marriage, but still I wanted to make sure that I take the class. I did that. Uh, we were, since we were able to happily spend 1 hour 15 minutes or so. So but tomorrow we'll have the class at our regular time. I'll try to take the class for maximum extent. That means to 2.5 hours. Okay, we'll see that. So tomorrow we have a class at same time. I'll be out of station itself tomorrow also, but from this place I got some. I have got connectivity. I can take the class. Hope you didn't have any issues so far listening to me in the class, right? Did you see any issues with the connectivity or something like that? No, right? Just want to make sure that because I'm at a different place, I want to make sure that connection is fine, good, right? I'll be here for next 2 days, so but I'll be able to take the classes. But today was marriage, so I'm a little tired today. But tomorrow and after tomorrow, we'll have class for our regular times. Okay, that's it. So thank you all. So let's meet tomorrow then. Okay, bye bye. Have a good day, all of you.